I want to say Merry Christmas so bad because that's what it looks like outside. Good morning to all of you. Happy Monday. Welcome into the show. I'm your host, Monica Adams, and the show is all about being real. The Real Monica Adams Show on this Monday morning. All right, seriously, what is going on with our weather? It's just absolutely crazy. We're talking about snow flurries out there this morning. If you haven't stepped out yet, it is windy and it is very cold. So what an up and down pattern we have seen over the weekend and at least for the next couple of days. And then we go from plummeting temperatures to it just being absolutely beautiful. We're going to talk about all of that in our weather coming up in just a second. The Oscars were yesterday. Did you get a chance to see them? We're talking about men's basketball also. We'll give you a rundown of where Illinois and Mizzou and the Billikens. Did you watch their game? Losing to Dayton 70-69. Come on. All right, anyway, we'll let you know where they're going to be playing. And we'll get into some entertainment news with Taylor Swift. If you're a Swift fan, we've got that coming up. If you're traveling, we'll let you know where Southwest Airlines will not be traveling to. All of that coming up for you. And then we're going to talk on this Medical Monday with Dr. John Arshadi with Divine Longevity and Wellness. Functional medicine. Do you know what functional medicine is? Do you know what regenerative medicine is? Do we know what anti-aging is all about? I know, raise your hand. We all want that, don't we? Well, Dr. John Arshadi will be our guest coming up on this Medical Monday. So we've got a lot to do. We're going to start off with what is the most perfect title for today? What the weather?
Good morning from St. Louis, Missouri.
All right, seriously. I mean, we named that segment a couple of years ago, but today it fits so perfectly. So our forecast, I think, is going to be a little bit different than what we're seeing where our wonderful aspiring meteorologist Beckett Moore is this morning. So first of all, good morning, Beckett.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. You are in much better place than we are. I was listening to Beckett have little birds chirping in the background. I'm like, it sounds absolutely beautiful. Here it's just gusts of wind. So you couldn't have gotten away on a better time. Tell everybody where you are this morning.
I'm in Charleston, South Carolina.
Yes, and I've got some pictures, by the way, that your mother shared with me. So your setting, look at this, is much different than our setting. He's walking on the beach, frolicking along. What are you holding? Is that a shell?
Yeah, it's a seashell. We found a conch shell and a sand dollar in like the first 2 minutes of being on the beach, which was crazy.
Oh my, absolutely gorgeous. And is this a real crocodile, by the way?
Yeah, that is an alligator. Yeah.
Okay, okay, yuck. I don't like those
I
things.
know. I know.
Okay, so you've never been to Charleston, right?
No, I have not. First time.
So what are you enjoying most?
I'd say we toured two plantation gardens, and those were really cool. And also just the historic homes in Charleston. I love those as well. And we're touring another plantation, Boone Hall, here today, and they're just really beautiful, and I like them a lot.
Absolutely. So beautiful there. What's the temperature?
I haven't checked yet, but we do. It is pretty warm and humid because those storms that came through St. Louis yesterday, those are going to come through here today.
Okay, warm and humid. That sounds better though than our wind chill and
Yeah.
our temperature is just absolutely crazy. So yeah, go ahead and put that up, Zach. This is what our friends over at KMOV are talking and warning about. The wind advisory until noon, actually, with these wind gusts. That's the big thing, 40 to 50 miles per hour. So that could be dangerous, by the way, as you're heading out and you're traveling. And you might even have some slick spots. The temperature's in the 20s, wind chills in the single digits. It's crazy. So Beckett, I'm going to tell you, I saw all the things that say that on the third line, flurries and some snow that people were experiencing. That's what we have here. So lucky duck, you're not experiencing that.
Yes, I know. It's pretty nice. It's a lot nicer here.
Yeah, but actually Beckett does like snow, but he is like all of us where he said, all right, I'm done with it as we get ready to kick off spring officially on Friday. All right, so we know it's better where you are. So why don't you give a rundown of what we're expecting today and then when it does actually warm back up?
Yeah, so looking at today's forecast, right now we got a temperature around 24 degrees, windy for sure, cloudy skies, and this isn't on the graphic since I made it last night, but we do have some flurries and scattered snow showers around the area. Again, like the graphic said, a few slick spots out there this morning, but overall not expecting too many challenges in the commute. This afternoon, not warming up a lot, 29 degrees as your high, again continuing with those cloudy skies and windy conditions. So looking at the 7-day forecast, we will gradually warm up throughout this week. Again today, 29 and cloudy, very windy, very blustery out there. Tomorrow warming up to 36 degrees, still very cold for your St. Patrick's Day, so make sure to grab that jacket as you head out to any events or parties. By Wednesday, though, back into the 60s, mostly sunny skies, and by Thursday, looking very nice, 72, sunny skies, and a very, very nice weekend ahead. Saturday, Sunday, all looking in the 70s, as well as Friday. So just got to get through really today and tomorrow, and we're going to warm up. It's going to feel like it should be this time of the year.
Absolutely. So as we kick off spring on Friday, I mean, it'll be literally welcome to spring. Here you go. You got it. It's a gift. You're giving me a nice gift on Thursday, by the way. Thank you for the birthday present.
Oh, yes, yes, absolutely.
Absolutely gorgeous. And then we were showing some pictures of Fort Sumter. How cool was that?
That was really cool. Yeah, we took the ferry out there, and it's a very significant fort since it was where the first shots of the Civil War were. So I really wanted to see it, and it was pretty awesome to see that.
I am so excited that you're experiencing this. It is. And I saw Julie's comment just said, oh, wow, yes, have a great time. Very historical there. So looking forward to talking to you on Friday. And obviously, you've already experienced some really wonderful things, but it is a gorgeous part of our country. So if you've never been to Charleston, folks, you got to go for sure. Well, enjoy that weather. Send some our way, please.
I will. I'll try. It looks like it's going to get better.
Absolutely. All right, Beckett, thank you so much. Enjoy your spring break for sure.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, if you don't know Beckett Moore and you're new to the show, he is fantastic. He joins us every Monday and Friday. Your business, by the way, could sponsor him and help further his education. We had our sponsor in GradeWorks LLC. They're now in Florida, so we are looking for a brand new sponsor for him. If you would be interested in that, shoot me an email at info@therealmonicaadams.com. We all need a look at the forecast, and so you might as well get it from our wonderful aspiring meteorologist. Okay, so we are talking about the storms. And for some of you, you might be without power today. In fact, I was driving down 141 at Gravois. Those lights are on red flash, and you might see that wherever you're traveling today. So in the Metro East, we saw some of the storms affecting a Metro East town. And again, this might be what you are experiencing as well. New Athens, currently without power, snapped power poles along the railroad tracks in New Athens. And we saw some of that aftermath in many areas. So the biggest thing, I'm so glad we're not talking about any injuries, any major damage, but a lot of you might see some tree limbs down, maybe some snapped trees as well. If it is, in fact, time for your trash day, you might have yours or your neighbors in your yard because it was more so dealing with the wind. And we are again this morning. So if you're just waking up and you're wondering what it's like, just again, layer up, because it is bitterly cold. The temperatures, again, in the wind chill in the single digits. So it's the real feel, right? We might be talking about in the 20s. My car said 27, but it definitely doesn't feel like that. I just saw a fawn was on and he said, brr, it feels like 3 degrees. I know, it is absolutely crazy. Okay, I mentioned if you're going to travel, Southwest Airlines dropping service to 2 major U.S. airports. This one surprised me. Washington Dulles and Chicago O'Hare. The company is not going to be serving them anymore starting June 4th. All the flights booked after June 4th to and from those airports will be canceled. Customers can get a refund through the company's website or the Southwest app. Employees at those airports will also have an opportunity to then bid for open positions in the company. The airliner said it will still have flights to Chicago and the D.C. area. They're going to instead serve Chicago Midway, Baltimore Washington International, and Ronald Reagan Washington National. Southwest has had flights at Midway for more than 40 years. But the company said operating at O'Hare, that's been challenging for them. The announcement came about a week after the FAA met with 2 other airline carriers to discuss reducing flights at O'Hare. So again, still able to get into some of the areas, just not the same airports that you may have expected them to be flying into. So pretty interesting for sure. All right, how many of you watched the Oscars last night? I will say it used to be appointment viewing for a lot of people, and then it became, I don't really care. So I'm asking my audience, as you're signing on this morning, or if you watch this later, did you watch the Oscars at all? Say yes or no. Do you care? Are you frustrated with Hollywood when they should be getting up there and just saying thank you, and then they're going into all the politics? That's one thing that turned a lot of people off. So a complete list of the winners of the 2026 Academy Awards. There were a lot, obviously. My thing is more so breaking down some of the top ones that maybe you didn't expect. Best Picture, one battle after another. Best Actor, congrats to Michael B. Jordan for Sinners. I'm giving you the biggest awards a lot of people usually are concerned about. Best Actress went to Jessie Buckley for Hamnet. Best Supporting Actress, Amy Madigan for Weapons. And Best Supporting Actor, Sean Penn, one battle after another. Have you seen these, by the way? Director went to Paul Thomas Anderson, again, one battle after another, and then original song, Golden from K-pop's Demon Hunters, as well as original score, Sinners. Animated film was K-pop Demon Hunters, and then Best Sound. So that went to Gareth John, I should say, Al Nelson, Gwendolyn Yates Whittle, and Gary A. Rizzo, as well as Juan Peralta for F1. I loved that movie, by the way. So what did you think stood out? Was there anything big? Obviously, this went on well beyond me going to bed, so I didn't get a chance anything that really stood out from there, and I didn't see anything in any of the recaps. But if you saw it, let me know what stood out to you. All right. Taylor Swift, congratulations to you. So we know she makes a lot of money, but did you know she made in the billions? Yes, for all of you Swifties, you are keeping the money rolling in for her for sure. Taylor's net worth hits this new milestone, according to Forbes magazine. Her net worth includes the nearly $800 million earned from royalties and touring, a music catalog worth around $600 million, and more than $100 million in properties throughout the United States. Swift, by the way, is the first musician to reach the billionaire milestone through her songs and performances versus outside projects. So a lot of people always talk about, yes, we love her music, but she is a very intelligent businesswoman. So congratulations to her, and not just her, but also her fiance, as I believe that they're talking about she and Travis Kelce getting married sometime around June or July. So we'll be watching that. They're comparing that to a royal wedding, which is just crazy. Okay, Taco Bell, getting into the skin industry. I'm going to have to ask Dr. John Arshadi about this. Yep, they are offering a Baja Blast skincare product. They announced the news at their gala on March 10th. The patches are said to contain caffeine and citrus. They are under eye patches, and they will be offering this with their Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Further details about the patches, such as their other ingredients and actually a release date, have not been disclosed. All right, basketball fans, it's time to go dancing, and Illinois is going to do just that. A lot of people talking about Illinois right now. They are going to get dancing for the 6th straight year. Illinois is a 3 seed in the South region, and they will face 14 seed Penn. Also, Mizzou, the Mizzou men's basketball team, going dancing. The Tigers earned a bid to the 2026 NCAA tournament, and they received a number 10 seed, opening their quest for a national title against Miami. That'll take place on Friday. The Billikens, they're going to face the Georgia Bulldogs in the NCAA tournament in the first round, again coming off that loss to Dayton, as I mentioned, 70-69. The Billikens will be facing Georgia on Thursday in Buffalo, New York. So congratulations to all of them. In the National Day of Calendar, National Curl. I didn't say girl, but Curl Crush Day. It is National Panda Day. National Everything You Do is Right. Oh, I like that. So if somebody says you're wrong, you're like, nope. Everything I do today is right. National Artichoke Hearts Day. I love those, by the way, the best part of it. And it's National Freedom of Information Day. That is a recap for you of the top news and the sports and entertainment, all the things that we feel you might want to know in the news you can use. All right, before we get into our Medical Monday, and it's going to be a really good one today. Let's see. Linda said, don't forget to watch American Idol tonight. Okay, catch Missouri's Hannah Harper. She's awesome. I have not seen that. Good morning, Sean from Dayton. Thanks for taking us along with you. Kathleen says, nope, didn't watch. We were without electricity. Oh, see, we talked about power outages from 5 to midnight. Would not have watched it anyway. Julie says, nope, I don't care. Rose says, no, but I see some should have put clothes on. Chris says, nope, didn't watch. No on the Oscars. No, I didn't watch. Luann says no. Wow, a lot of people. It used to be much watch TV. Char, good morning. Looking forward to midweek. Kids coming to Lake of the Ozarks fishing. Yep, we're ready for spring. New Athens is a couple miles from where the tornado hit last week. Yep, they could use a break for sure. Rose, you can wear a parka and a tank top in 24 hours. Can't wait for warm, sunny days this week. Yeah, St. Louis is one of those where literally you can have 4 different outfits on an entire day. We have experienced all that. Spring, summer, fall, and winter all in a day before. The Midwest is just absolutely crazy for sure. Good morning, Christine Sadowski. How are you? Let's see. My sister got 13 inches of snow in Minnesota. Holy cow, Stephanie. And to everyone everybody else, good morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. I love how you say good morning, friends. And that's exactly what this is. A wonderful friendship, a community that has joined together over the last few years. All right, today on this True Medical Monday, let me give you a little background on our guest. Dr. Arshadi, a physician entrepreneur in the fields of functional medicine. Do you even know what functional medicine is? He's going to tell us. Longevity science, regenerative health. He is the founder of Divine Longevity and Wellness, and I can't wait. We're going to be going there very soon to showcase all the wonderful services that they provide. Cutting Edge Wellness Center, dedicated to helping high-performing individuals optimize their energy, their vitality, their recovery, and their long-term health through personalized data-driven medicine. We have so much to talk about, including an event coming up in April for all of you bingo fans. It's called Blingo Bingo. We'll talk about how you can get tickets to that. So don't go anywhere. Dr. John Arshadi will be our guest coming up next.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. No commute, no appointments, just warm relief whenever you need it. Sore muscles recover faster, tight joints loosen up, tension you carry all day, gone. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
Ooh, the future of aging is here. You saw it right there. All right, on this Medical Monday, we love to bring in different aspects of the medical world, whether that is Western culture, Eastern culture, holistic, homeopathic, functional. Now, we have talked about that in the past, but it has been a little while. So we're going to let our guest tell you what functional medicine is all about. First of all, Dr. Arshadi, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
We're excited also to be going to his home. He's in our home right now, but we're going to be going to his home and showing all the incredible services that he provides. You know, when we came and shot some of the footage, and you'll see it here as we walk through, I asked you, what would you say is the number one thing that people come to you for? Has that changed since I asked that question?
No, not really. It's hormone optimization.
Yes.
I think it's really one of the most important things that we need to focus on, especially once we reach middle age, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. If your hormones don't work, if they're out of whack, nothing else we do is going to work.
Amen.
So, yeah.
So that, and then also weight loss?
Weight loss as well.
Yep.
Yeah, it's number two.
We're going to talk about his services coming up in just a second. But let me have you answer that, because it's been a while. We have a bunch of new viewers now. Functional medicine, people hear that thrown around.
Yeah.
How would you describe functional medicine?
So I think of functional medicine as going back to the basics. Do you know, Monica, that specialized medicine only started around the 1930s?
Really?
Yeah. Before that, everyone was generalists. 1917, I believe, was when ophthalmologists, they started, their own board, and then everybody followed suit by the 30s. And so this is a new thing, and specialization is excellent. It's great. If I have a heart problem, I want to go to a cardiologist. Sure. Right? But what's lost is, everything is connected in the body. And if I go to a cardiologist, he doesn't know how to fix my GI symptoms. If I go to a gastroenterologist, he doesn't know how to fix my heart symptoms. Right? And so functional medicine goes back to the basics. We look at the root cause. What's causing all the problems that we have in our body? Where is the inflammation? Where are the genetic mutations? What can we fix to get the whole body functioning again?
Absolutely, and that's the problem. So many people, they've gone to physicians, and it is, here, let's try this pill. Oh, that doesn't work. We're masking issues. Okay, well, that one doesn't work. Let's try another one. But I love the fact that you said root cause. What is the root cause? Let's get to that so people aren't wondering. Because again, when you're not feeling well, you just get frustrated and you want to be told, oh, this is what's going on. Right? Yeah. So your passion for medicine, how early did it start? Did you know when you were a little boy?
It started at a very young age. Yeah, I was a little kid. I grew up in Florida. I think it started when I got hit by a truck.
Yeah, I knew you were in an accident.
yeah.
Well, I was actually asking John, I was like, hey, can you send me some pictures? And he's like, Monica, I lost a lot in an accident. But we didn't go further into that. And I'm like, wait, what accident? We're going to ask him on air. So what happened?
So that wasn't the accident that
Oh,
I
it
lost
wa-
the
oh,
picture.
another
Yeah, but
accident. Oh,
it
my
was-
goodness.
yeah. So this, I think I was 9 years old, and I was riding my bike, and there was a truck, and he wanted to turn right. He didn't look right. He was looking left at oncoming traffic. So as I was crossing the path, he just ran over me, basically.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. And I was fine. I was totally okay. But, I remember I was in the emergency room, and my mom came in. She was bawling, crying, scared, as any mother would be.
Sure.
And I think that experience in the hospital was my first experience of like, well, I want to do this for other people.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to be a healer.
Right.
Again, but it's interesting to look back at you being 9 years old and the evolution of medicine, is it not?
It is.
For all of us that are not in the field, we see it, but you see it even more, and you're on the cutting edge of it all. If you could say, Monica, this is how much I see it changing in the last 30, 40 years, and here's what I'm hoping happens moving forward, what would that be?
Yeah. It has changed a lot. Unfortunately, it hasn't always changed for the best. It's become very capitalized, monetized. And moving forward, the change that I would like to see is more towards preventative medicine.
Thank you.
If we can prevent us from getting sick in the first place, then, sure, a lot of people aren't going to make a lot of money. Boo-hoo. I'd rather be healthy.
Amen. I'm so glad. Aren't you all glad? This is a real physician. I'm so glad that these words are coming out of your mouth, because when I used to do interviews with doctors probably 30 years ago in the very beginning of my career, we would turn the mics off and then we would sit there and talk. And I'm like, why can't you say all this now? And they're like, the world's not ready for it. Yeah. But it is now. All right. If you're just tuning in, Dr. John Arshadi, Divine Longevity and Wellness. And we talked a little bit about his background. So redefining what is possible in human health. I love this. Dr. Arshadi integrates functional medicine, regenerative therapies, advanced peptides, which we haven't really talked a lot about on the show, and I want to, biohacking technologies, and lifestyle optimization to help you achieve your peak physical and cognitive performance. Obviously, your goal is to get everybody walking around, running around at their best.
Yeah. Everybody thinks about longevity as adding number of years to our lives, and that's not what it's about, right? It's adding quality of life to our years. And so that's what I work on. I want us to be healthier, fitter. Yes, I want us to live longer, but I want us to be functioning years. There's no point in living to 100 if you can't do anything.
Right. You can barely move around.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe you'd be like, well, no, I don't want to be on this earth if this is how I have to be. So you'd opened Divine how long ago?
So I've been in the industry for about 3 or 4 years, but I opened my own clinic in about 8 months ago.
Yeah. Congrats.
Thank you.
What brought you into the industry?
I was initially into aesthetics. I did Botox and fillers on cruise ships for a little bit.
On cruise ships?
Yeah,
Interesting.
that was fun.
I'm sure.
And I was working at a med spa for a couple of years. Great experience. During that time, I went to get training on hormone optimization because it was one of the services that we were adding. And when I got there, and I learned about all the different hormones and the effects that the world has been having on our hormones, just endocrine disruptors and how we can combat that. I started getting more interested in that type of medicine, that functional type of medicine. I started attending a lot of conferences at A4M, which is the Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine. And I was learning all these different modalities, hormones and peptides and IVs and all these things that add quality to our lives. And I said, you know what, this is my new passion. This is what I want to bring to the world. Yeah, I still do aesthetics.
Right.
But, I want functional health.
Well, and obviously you mentioned at the beginning that that's what people are coming for. So yes, we love to go to estheticians and we want to do facials or we might do injections, et cetera. But the body doesn't operate properly when your hormones are all out of whack. And that's men and women both, by the way. Can you address that? Because I think more of us women talk about it than men do.
Yeah, a lot of us don't realize that men go through menopause too. We don't call it menopause.
Andropause.
Right? It's andropause, yeah. And it really affects us. It affects our moods. It affects our ability to build muscle. We start gaining weight. start losing hair. So many things. And I think both. I always say a couple that pellets together stays together.
I've not heard that. That's hilarious.
And the reason is,
You all know what pellets are, by the way? Tell them what pellets
we'll
are.
talk about pellets. Yeah. So there are different modalities of hormone application, right? So my favorite is pellets.
Okay.
And what it is basically it's like a little depot that goes into your fat tissues. And it lasts about 3 to 4 months in women and about 4 to 5 months in men.
It looks like a little Tic Tac, doesn't it?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, and the reason I like it so much is because one is once you put those pellets in there, it's like set it and forget it. You don't have to think about it anymore, right? And when they go in, they gradually increase in levels with your heart rate. Every beat of your heart, a little bit of that pellet is absorbed.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The thing I had heard about pellets, and again, I do the cream. I do bioidentical hormones with the cream. The only reason why I didn't do pellets is because some people said, well, the only problem is that once it's in there, you can't adjust it. So if it's not at the right, what would you say to that?
Well, you can. We don't just digest it; we absorb it, right?
Okay.
And so it'll get absorbed. Everybody's fear about once it's in there, you can't take it out. This is true, right? You'd have to get it surgically removed. But when done properly by a proper physician, we won't get you to a level where we have too many pellets in you.
Okay.
Right? It's very hard to give you too much.
What about not enough?
Not enough happens all the time.
Okay.
And then so what we'd have to do is we test your blood every 4 to 5 weeks.
Okay.
And if we didn't give you enough and you're still symptomatic, then we'll give you more.
Okay.
We can always add, but we don't want to give too much, and we do that on purpose.
And where does the pellet go? Is it back in?
So yeah, for women it's in the butt basically, and then for men it's in the flanks.
Okay. Have you all looked into hormone therapy, by the way? If you haven't and you're going along and you're miserable, you need to. I told you that I will be coming to you, so will my husband. And I shouldn't have done this because I did click, 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 and it's done, which we don't want to do, right? You don't want to have this lapse.
Right.
Because there could be days or weeks, and then you go back, and because the symptoms come back right away if you're without it.
Absolutely.
Right?
And that's why I like the pellets, because as I was saying, that curve, it gradually goes up and it plateaus for about 3 months, 4 months before it starts dropping off. And then we can catch it because we do regular blood work. We can catch it as it's about to drop off and give you more.
Okay.
The problem with the creams or injections or any of the other modalities is a lot of them you have to do every day. The creams you have to do twice a day. You can't get it on any pets or loved ones, right? So you got to wait like an hour and a half before you can give your spouse a hug. And it's just, I feel like it's too much work. They work, right? But it's just too much work for us. I'd rather just get the pellets and not think about it.
Again, we've addressed this in past shows, but I don't think I've ever known that I couldn't. Well, for us, we put the cream like on the inside of the thigh. Is that where you're supposed to be putting it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
yeah.
making sure I'm doing this right.
Right.
But we're not supposed to. Well, I never thought about the pets either. Like
Yeah.
transferring it to them. So what harm would be done if it was?
Well, it depends on the hormone. Like if it's estrogen, you're transferring estrogen to a guy. Probably not that much.
Okay.
But it could, give him some mood side effects or whatever.
What's wrong with you? I don't know. You transferred your estrogen to me. A lot of people said that they didn't like the creams because they thought it was too sticky or whatever.
Yeah.
Again, there's several options for you. You prefer the pellets. I'll ask all of you if you want to drop in a comment. Are you doing hormone replacement therapy? If so, what have you chosen? If someone doesn't want to do the pellets, what else do you offer in your office?
We offer creams, gels, injections. I have a lot of men who are still on the injections. They prefer the injections. Now, I like to microdose testosterone, and so because I don't like those peaks and valleys, I want it to be steady. So they have to inject themselves every day with a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? And just imagine jabbing your thigh or your arm.
They're
or
like, no
whatever
thanks.
every day. Yeah, it gets tedious. Some guys still like it. They prefer it. It doesn't matter to them. I don't like jabbing myself.
No.
So,
And I have to say, one of the things I really love that Dr. Arshadi said is you have to make sure that you have someone that truly knows what they're doing. There's too much out there where they're like, oh, I can just buy it online and I'll just do this. That could be with the weight loss aspect that we talked about. And then is it a placebo effect? Is there anything even in it?
Right.
You know, and you don't know what you're doing. But again, have a physician be in charge of your health and take your health back, right? You have choices. If you're just tuning in, if you have any questions, by the way, we'll look at the comments in just a second. Dr. John Arshadi, one more time, Divine Longevity and Wellness, and we'll let you know where they're located. There you go. You can follow them on social media at Divine Longevity and Wellness. The website, divinelongevityandwellness.com, located in the Four Seasons Shopping Center, by the way, down in Chesterfield. We'll be going there and taking you through any questions that you have for us. Let us know. I can't wait to show you the bike because, you know, when I first walked in, I'm like, Dr. Arshadi, what is that? Are you the only one in the area that has this?
I'm the only one.
So we do have a video, I think, of this, or I've got an old one that maybe Zach can find. It is a red light therapy bike, right?
Yes, infrared and red light.
And so you are biking on it, did you say for 40 minutes?
40 minutes. It's a recumbent bike, so it's great for, you know, people who can't exercise. They got joint pain, whatever's going on. You're laying down on the bike, you're pedaling. As you're pedaling, you have infrared heat and red light shining down on you. You have to be mostly naked. You know, it's got to penetrate the skin. And so the great thing about this is, you know, not only are you getting the exercise you need to get, but you're also, it's boosting your metabolism, it's activating that mitochondria. You get benefits of it 24 hours after the exercise because of that boosted metabolism.
So red light therapy has become, a lot of people are like, it's all the rage.
Yeah.
But it's also like, there's gyms that have it. And then other people are like, yeah, what is the most beneficial aspect of red light therapy?
So red light therapy is great. You know, Monica, all these modalities are great, to be honest, but they're supposed to be meant as adjuvants. I can't get in a red light bed and expect to lose 20 pounds,
right,
or to become 10 years younger, or whatever. These are all things that you add on to your daily lifestyle, and that's what I like to fix. You know, not fix, but I like to help my patients change their lifestyle because that's what's going to get you healthy.
Sure.
Right. The red light, you want to make sure you know, the wavelengths are right. If you go to a gym, they might not be on the proper wavelength at the proper power, right? You might just see a red light and think, oh, that's a red light bed, and it's not really doing anything.
Interesting.
So our red lights have, they're at a 660 and 850 wavelengths. So
Okay.
660 is more for like the superficial cells, and 850 is a deeper penetration into the muscles.
Well, you're absolutely correct. To us, it's red light. We hear red light. Okay, just step in.
Yeah.
It's heal me. Make
Right.
me 50 years younger. I'm going back to being a kid. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're talking about divine longevity and wellness. Today, the backstory behind Dr. John Arshadi. You can feel his passion and his wisdom and his education. So ask him any questions you want. When we go there, can't wait for you to see all the services that he provides as well. But what are your questions? Bring them to the table. More with Dr. Arshadi when we return.
Monica's show. It's very informational, but more importantly, inspirational.
People such as myself and others can come out and talk about real issues that are taking place in our communities.
These are amazing, really, really important topics that don't get discussed enough.
It really just promotes people who are making change and doing good in their lives.
All right, we went into the breaks and we're going to go to your comments. Any questions you have, if you can't ask it right now, you're running off to work, whatever, drop it in later so Dr. Arshadi and myself can see that. Somebody just said, Julie said, awesome, the location's right by me. There you go, right? Yeah. Now you can go in. Love the pellets, Pamela says. Rose said, it's all new to me, Dr. Arshadi. I only know about pellets that you feed to rabbits. My friend gets hormone shots. She has cancer and never understood that. Interesting. Bridget, I am not doing any hormone therapy, but I also do not have horrible symptoms. Okay, but when you're going along, then all of a sudden it is, oh, here they are, right? So you may not be in that yet, but just know that it's available. Bridget said, yes, my goal is to live long and die short. Julie said, I love my pellets. Let's see. Yes, it is. Yes, yes, yes. Good morning to all of you. So again, have you looked into hormone replacement therapy? I think it's a good point that you just brought up, though. So no, you don't need it if you're not having the symptoms, or maybe I should ask you that.
I think we do. You know, to one of the commenters said something about cancer. And hormones, and I wanted to speak about that because a lot of people shy away from getting hormone therapy
From a long time ago.
from a long time ago. Yeah, because they think that it's going to cause cancer and everything. And maybe the synthetic ones did cause cause cancer, or at least lead to or kind of perpetuate cancer. Whereas the bioidentical ones that we use today, they're actually protective of cancer, right? Both testosterone and estrogen, they protect against cancer, they protect against heart problems, they increase your bone health, and so they're actually really beneficial. There's not much of a downside to them. It was the older hormones like the Premarin, right? Premarin's an 80-year-old drug that is from, it's basically horse estrogen. And that, especially coupled with progestin, which is the fake progesterone, that's what causes cancer.
And again, it was this black box aspect, but that was hormone replacement therapy. Bioidenticals is what we're talking about. So if someone's going into their OBGYN or they're going to the urologist possibly, are these in the aspect of regular hormone replacement therapy and bioidenticals? Is that something that a physician would be able to, like their normal physician, be able to say that I'm going to prescribe this for you and it's covered by insurance?
Unfortunately not. No, it's
go.
not going to be covered by insurance. But, at the same time, you got to be really careful because a lot of people will say, well, if this is covered by my insurance, I'm going to do this. You don't want to. Premarin, for example, has been shown to increase your chance of blood clots and strokes by 60%. Increase your chance of hypertension and cardiovascular disease by 20%.
Wow.
Right? It could affect your liver, your gallbladder, increase your triglycerides. So many bad effects. Like when I see people come to me that are on Premarin and progestin, I want to rip my hair
cringe?
out. Yeah.
Really?
Like, it's that bad.
How do you get them
doctors are
to
still doing it.
How do you get them to shift their mindset?
Just by talking to them, informing them, educating them, giving them some information to read on their own. Because everybody likes to read on their own, do their own research, which is good. We want you to do your research.
It's dangerous, though, Dr. Arshadi, because something's wrong with us, and everybody WebMDs, and I'm like, oh, you're dying. Oh my gosh, it says I'm dying. So I don't know. I would rather give my health over to someone who knows what they're doing, and be able to help them, have them help me along. Let's see. Love the pellets. Good morning. I started them at the beginning of the change and never had any change of life symptoms. No hot flashes, no mood swings. Pamela, I agree with you. And so, Bridget, I'm glad that you are not experiencing it yet, but I'm telling you, it happens in 24 hours. My shifting was crazy. I was like, nope, nothing. Whoa. Right? It's like screeching, and you don't want that. So for someone that says that they're not experiencing it, would you still say, though, come in because you might be able to catch that before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would rather catch it before. And, even though you're not, you think you're not symptomatic, usually when I give patients a symptom checklist, they're symptomatic. You don't think about it. Poor sleep, dry skin, achy joints and muscles, mood disorder, not disorders, but mood variations, basically. Vaginal dryness, urinary problems. What else? Weight gain.
Yep.
Uncontrollable weight gain.
I think a lot of women are just like, oh, I haven't had hot flashes yet.
Yeah.
But you just said the vaginal dryness. That everybody that watches the show knows that I've said this. It was literally one day fine, next day, holy cow. And it is painful, and I'm trying to avoid you from having to go through that. So we're going to talk more about this when we go to Divine Longevity and Wellness, by the way. We're going to get really, really deep into that. I mentioned at the beginning something that we haven't really talked about, peptides. So functional medicine's talked about a lot, peptides thrown around a lot, but I don't think a lot of people understand it. So what are peptides, and what do they most benefit for?
So peptides are they're basically short chains of amino acids.
Okay.
They're not long enough to be an actual protein, right? They've been used in medicine for a very long time. It's just now it's becoming more popular. But they have very beneficial effects, but you want to watch out for some side effects. They're not all that great. For people who they buy their peptides from China or it's just some random website. You really want to be careful with what you're doing here.
What could happen?
A lot of things could happen, depending on what peptide you're taking. These weight loss peptides, for instance, tirzepatide, semaglutide, a lot of people don't know these are actually peptides. And they're great, but, if you get them from the wrong place and let's say it's not sterile, you could get infection from the instability. You could get heavy metal poisoning. You can get, it could damage your kidneys, your liver.
So these are for people who are thinking that they can just buy some online and they're not getting it from a physician.
When you don't know the source, a lot of bad things can happen.
Understand that. Again, don't try to cut corners. I want to save money. I'm just going to buy it off some website. So these are the things that could happen. We did talk about the aspect that many people come for weight loss for you. So if they are coming for weight loss, what are you using?
I use mostly tirzepatide.
Okay.
So there's 3 of them right now. One of them is still in the experimental phase, so
Okay.
we can't use that. Semaglutide was the first one, and that is a GLP-1 agonist. Tirzepatide is a GLP-1 and a GIP agonist, so it works on 2 different receptors. It gives you about, statistically, there's about a 4% increase in the amount of weight loss.
So I want to go into this, but I want to go deeper because there is a physician that I had on who I absolutely love. He is an orthopedic surgeon, and I'm going to go back probably a couple years, and he was on the show, and he made this blanket statement, and I was like, whoa, hold on a second here. I'm like, okay, that was his comments, but he believed this. He has so many different athletes and just obviously most people, they're thinking, I want to lose weight. He said that he looked at it from a joint standpoint, and I am going in on this because during the Super Bowl, we saw Serena Williams on Row, which I had not heard of.
So Row is one of those internet companies that provide
Interesting.
weight loss.
Okay, yeah, so she was putting her name behind that, but it circled joints. And I went, I don't think anybody's ever talked about being on something like this that you would consider for weight loss. And she did. She lost a tremendous amount of weight, but still maintained her lean muscle mass. But it was talking about joints. Is it beneficial for that?
It is beneficial for that. I don't know the exact mechanism, to be honest, but the research there's research coming out that it is beneficial for it. Now, is it going to fix your joints just by taking semaglutide? Absolutely not. Right.
So the most benefits of taking tirzepatide and that's the main one. Do you use only that one?
I use both semaglutide and tirzepatide. I use mainly tirzepatide. I've had a couple patients who didn't do well on tirzepatide and they did better on semaglutide.
As far as side effects?
No, it's in terms of weight loss.
Okay.
Yeah, so semaglutide is more of a GLP-1 agonist, right? And tirzepatide is a little bit of GLP-1, but a lot of GIP agonism. So a lot of people need the semaglutide. Their problem is their GLP-1 receptors need to be stimulated more.
Interesting.
And so semaglutide will work better.
And so there's a lot of past shows that we've done where someone who is coming in and needs to do hormone replacement therapy, they're also looking at benefits of doing both together, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think both of them together is very beneficial for the majority of us. I would say about half of us are, including myself, are overweight, right? And we need to do something. Now, I'm not saying put everybody on a GLP-1. That's not the only therapy I do for weight loss.
Right. What else?
We have homeopathic therapies, some drops. I have a nutritionist that I refer them to. Exercise and movement is big, right? And I actually send them over to our friend John Zarbach at BioFit.
For working out?
Yeah, because a lot of people, I understand you don't have time, right? We just don't have time in the day. But if you can take out 10 minutes a week, 12 minutes a week with his machines, and we could talk about that later, it's a game changer.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people who say, I don't have time, but it's also interesting what you do make time for. I'm just going to tell you that. As a trainer since 1999, all you have to do is you either wake up a little earlier, you don't scroll so much on social media, right? You look at the amount of time you're watching TV. There's a lot of wasted time out there that you could be exercising. It's all in what are your priorities. That's all I'm going to say. But yes, it is not a one-all fix-all. It is, you got to have more protein. You need to be working out. So the whole thing that people have been wanting for years, Dr. Arshadi, somebody who's, oh, great, did we find something where we can just take a pill or do an injection and we can eat whatever the heck we want? The answer is no.
No, absolutely not. Actually, when patients come in for the first time, I give them a pamphlet of, diet and exercise changes, lifestyle changes. It's all about the lifestyle. There is no magic pill. There's nothing we can take that will, just make us drop 20 pounds without doing anything.
Right.
Or make us 10 years younger without doing anything, right? These are all adjuvants, like I said before. We have to, fix our sleep. Sleep is number one.
Absolutely.
If we're not sleeping at night, that's when all the recovery happens. That's when all the biological processes happen, right? So number one is sleep. Your stress levels, you got to fix your stress levels, and it's easier said than done. I understand. Yeah. And we have supplements and adaptogens and stuff that'll help with that. But, a lot of times people just neglect to sit down and kind of meditate, be in, just be present in that moment, be in touch with nature. A lot of these things that we can do to relieve stress naturally, but everybody wants a magic pill.
They do, but I'm going to tell you right now, I just got to chill. I am so fascinated by the fact that for 30 years, I have just been so enthralled in medicine. First of all, I was studying it before I got into broadcasting. So I've always loved medicine. But to look at the evolution over the last 3 decades for a physician to be talking like this, talking about the functional side, the homeopathic, the holistic side, meditation, all the things that we wish doctors would have said in the past, were there, folks. You should be excited by that, right? He's talking about it. All right, we're going to take one more break. More with Dr. John Arshadi from Divine Longevity and Wellness when we return.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the awe.
Welcome back on this Medical Monday. Isn't he brilliant? I knew it. In fact, I've been saying that I want Dr. John Arshadi to get with Jenny Gabriel, who does every other Monday with us, and we discuss menopause. And I said, you two need to be on the show together. So let's make that happen. Okay? Because I think it would be great. So she definitely addresses from the menopause standpoint. But normally what she always wants to do is say, okay, I don't do testing with regards to, obviously, for blood. She does a lot of other testing, hair tissue, mineral analysis. She approaches it from the nutrition side. But then when it comes to, okay, do you need hormone replacement therapy? She wants to then turn somebody over. So here's a great opportunity for you two to work hand in hand. All right, let's look at the questions again. We're talking about Divine Longevity and Wellness. Again, if you don't know where he's located, he is in Chesterfield. You can find him online at divinelongevityandwellness.com and also on social media at Divine Longevity and Wellness, but located down in the Four Seasons Shopping Center, Suite 110, by the way, at 106 Four Seasons Shopping Center. I love earlier, Julie's like, that's right by me. I love that. So let's see. I started them at the beginning of the change, never had any change of life symptoms, no hot flashes, no mood swings. Rose said no, not that it's relative, but what nationality is Dr. John Arshadi?
I'm actually, so I was born here, but my family's from Iran.
Iran. Okay, she's like, apologies, I'm like a 2-year-old. My mind wanders. But she's like, this information is awesome. Okay, peptides, question mark. I'm so uninformed. Sounds like a clothes detergent. No, peptides is what a lot of people are talking about. And it's interesting, though, of what we think a peptide is and what it's in.
There are so many peptides. There are peptides for weight loss. There are peptides for sexual health. There are peptides for muscle building and increasing your growth hormone. So many things that, they have great effects, but like I said before, you want to make sure you're getting it from somebody who knows what they're doing and from a known source.
So are we doing blood work and it shows us what we need?
We always want to do labs, blood work. I do genetic testing.
Okay.
I have a great panel that'll show you exactly what you need. I don't always go based off of that.
Yeah.
Sometimes, people will come to me and they have like some chronic joint pain or something, or something that I know, well, maybe a Wolverine stack would work for them.
Okay.
But of course, I want to go through their history. I want to make sure that, there's no contraindications of giving this. I do want to get some blood work, right? That genetic testing is great, but it's not necessary 100%.
So when someone's coming into you, just kind of take us through that. And we'll obviously, when we go there, we're going to go deeper into this. We'll actually start the show that way of, all right, how does it look? Should we go through, we do a consultation, and then do you do blood work in office?
I do it both in office, and sometimes people are just more comfortable going to LabCorp or Quest
Okay.
and getting it done there. So I could do both.
And that gives us a baseline of, oh, hey, did you realize that this is completely off, or this is why you're feeling this way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's being armed with that information.
It's sad because in primary care, people would go to their primary care physicians, and it's not the physician's fault.
Right.
But insurance doesn't reimburse to get a full set of labs every few months. And so it's difficult to get them to do that. Most primary care, they take 2 or 3 labs at a time, whatever they think they need, and then they'll build on that.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm saying, let's just do a full
it all,
panel.
exactly.
Just, why not? Let's do the full thing and find out what's going on with your body.
And this is the way I would prefer for physicians to be. It's frustrating because you're like, okay, now I got to go get more blood work. Why didn't you just do this in the beginning for me? I just want to know. Okay, so Jenny says exactly why I have been reserved on starting anything. Thank you for this information, Dr. Arshadi. I won't go online. I want to see someone. Yeah. Good. That's exactly what they want. So Pamela says, I am diabetic and have been on Mounjaro for 3 years. My blood sugar numbers are great. Been on 15 milligrams for almost that long, but haven't dropped a pound.
Interesting. On Mounjaro for 3 years, blood work good. We'd have to look at, there's so many things that can be going wrong.
Right.
We'd have to look at lifestyle. We'd have to look at diet and exercise. We'd have to look at, your genetics. Maybe there's a genetic mutation that we need to address.
And then you would say, well, this isn't working. So, but there's other ones out there that he could put you on.
There's terzepatide, which might help her more.
Yeah.
Terzepatide brand name Mounjaro is terzepatide. Maybe you're one of those people who need semaglutide, or
yep.
Ozempic, Wegovy is the brand name.
So I know someone who has been on Mounjaro for a while, dropped a lot of weight, but then has been stuck for a while. So does your body become immune to it to where now it would be like for Pamela, it would need to shift?
Yeah, and it doesn't. Well, it becomes. It doesn't become immune.
Okay.
I would say it becomes comfortable. Right. And so that's why I start people on a low dose.
Okay.
And then I gradually go up. I don't go by the standard dosing that comes in the packet of the medication. The reason being is the faster you go up, the sooner it's going to stop working. And these peptides are actually, they're supposed to be cycled.
Yeah.
It's not like you just get on it and you're on it for the rest of your life. You cycle them as a way to help you change your lifestyle and change the root cause of what's happening here, right?
Good questions, but they keep them coming in. Jody, I don't sleep well. I get up at like 2:30 a.m. and can't get back to sleep. He just talked about sleep is paramount. Let's see. Do you have any RA patients? It's affected my whole life.
I don't have any RA patients, no, but the concepts are the same. I have an MS patient, and we have worked wonders with her. It's all about anti-inflammation and that immunomodulation. We do hydrogen inhalation, which is a great antioxidant, anti-inflammation. Sometimes we do ozone autohemotherapy. And all of these, they're great tools you want to reduce inflammation, you want to modulate the immune system, and a lot of things we could do.
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, so for all of you that who knows what you're going through, right? All of our bodies are so vastly different. It's why it's not cookie cutter.
Right.
That's why blood work is done. And so they are then like, okay, we're going to start here. Oh, this is what it's telling us. Now this is what we can do, right? You need that. So if someone's not doing blood work on you, or you think you can do this where you're just buying things online, that is the reason to stop that. Jody said, I'm assuming this is the only warning sign that my heart gave me before the bypass, but I'm still not sleeping. I need sleep badly. So if someone came into you and said that is one of the number one things, you're going to see a breakdown in something probably show up in the blood work.
Yeah, I would do the blood work. A lot of times, depending on the age group, a lot of women need to be on progesterone. Progesterone and even DHEA, they really help with sleep. But apart from that, again, I want to check your stress levels. I'm going to give you some adaptogens to reduce those levels. There's some great supplements that help with sleep. GABA, they kind of quiet down your brain. L-theanine.
I haven't heard of that one.
You haven't heard of that one? That's a great one. The magnesium threonate is also great for sleep.
When you sleep better, your entire life changes. Your mood, your clarity of mind, your reaction to your family. when you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not stressed, I'm sleeping. Do you meditate? Do you pray? All these different things that we're saying have to be a part of your life. But it is an aha moment when that happens.
Right. A lot of it is attitude too. You got to want to make the changes. I've had so many patients come in and, okay, this didn't work. And so, for example, I'll maybe she's not going to like it if she hears this, but I had a patient come in to me and the injections weren't working. She was actually allergic to the alcohol. Every time she had a reaction, we said, we're not going to do injections anymore. So I was going to start her on some oral supplements, some oral drops. It's a homeopathic drop. But with those drops, you also need to change your diet. And there's something called metabolic activation, where for the first 2 days, we actually want to eat more than we normally do, so we could get that metabolism going. And then we start cutting a little bit, and we want to eat healthy foods. As I'm explaining this to her, she's like, Dr. Arshadi, I'm not going to do it. I'm just telling you right now, I'm not going to do it. I eat out all the time. I don't get time to cook and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to take this if I know I'm not going to do it. And I understand her concerns, but again, if we can change the way we think about what it is we need to do, because it's all in us.
Yes.
It just like going to the gym and working out to build muscle, or going to school to get a degree. You have to put in the work.
Amen.
Right? And so
you play one of the biggest roles in this.
Yeah.
It isn't just, please just do this and I don't want to have to do anything.
Right.
Wah. You have to. You work hand in hand, by the way. He works with you and then says, this is what you need to do. You cannot put it back on him when you're like, well, I didn't lose any weight. Well, what'd you do? Well, I ate like crap and I didn't move. Okay, well, it's not going to work.
I remember years ago when the whole high value care system came out in medicine, I was frustrated because, I can see a patient for her diabetes and give her the medications, give her my time, give her the counseling, everything. She'd go home, eat 2 cheeseburgers, come back, nothing changed, and I wouldn't get paid because I didn't provide high value care.
Yes, right? Absolutely. Right. Again, so many levels of what you do when they are saying, here's what you need. So from a service standpoint, we talked about hormone replacement therapy. We've talked about the weight loss aspect. From the aesthetic aspect, what would you say is the biggest reason people come in?
From the aesthetic aspect, it's mostly skin rejuvenation.
Okay.
The fine lines and wrinkles, and we do a lot of CO2 laser, which helps with that. We do microneedling with radio frequency. Now we are bringing on a machine called the Quantum.
Yes, that's what I wanted you to talk about before we wrapped up. This is brand new. Like in the last few weeks?
And we're also going to be the only people that have this in St. Louis as well.
And so did you say in a 10-minute session? 10
to 12 minutes, you can reduce that skin laxity by about 60%.
Wow.
Yeah. And basically what you're doing is it's the same modality as liposuction. You're going in, so like the chin or under the arms or the belly, wherever it is, you're going in. But instead of sucking fat out, you're heating it up with RF, with radio frequency.
Interesting.
Yeah. And people have been getting really good results.
So skin tightening in a matter of 10 to 12 minutes. How long does it last?
It lasts for as long as, we continue to age. We continue to, our bodies deteriorate. So I can't say it lasts forever.
Right.
But it can last years.
Wow, really?
Yeah. As long as you take care of yourself.
So I know sometimes people will hear different aspects of things, like you were talking about, whether it's the CO2, they come in and they're like, how many times do I need to do that?
So CO2, depending on what your goals are, I like to do once a year, do a skin refresh, just full face. Okay. Right. Some people, they might need more. They might need like a series of 3 to get a particular scar removed or their acne scars removed or whatever it is. The skin tightening thing, again, that just one session is all you really need. Sometimes if you don't get the if we don't get the results we were looking for, we might do it a second or a third time. But, that should be like a one and done, at least for a couple of years.
Wow.
Until we come back.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
So do you even have the quantum on your website yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, because it's that new. Groundbreaking right here, right? Yeah. This is breaking news for you. We're going to show you all of this. The bike that I talked about, which again, when I walked in, I was like, what is that? It's just that kind of a thing where you're like, huh? But so many levels of what they can do for you at Divine Longevity and Wellness. Before we wrap up, I want to talk about this Blingo Bingo you have coming up on April 3rd.
Yes. So Blingo Bingo is, I work at a addiction clinic called Center for Life Solutions. It's a part-time gig. I love the organization. I believe we're the only ones in St. Louis who are nonprofit. Our patients don't pay us a penny. It's all funded by the state grants and local donations, right? And so we have about 600 plus clients, and we offer them a lot of services. It's not just getting off opiates. It's mostly an opiate recovery center, but it's not just about that. We get them back functioning into the community. We train them on jobs, or we provide them with clothing or personal care items, stuff that they don't have. Sometimes they need a cell phone. And we make sure that we are able to find a way for them to procure these things.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you've been involved in the addiction clinic for how long?
I've been with them for about 2.5 years now.
And you are there how many times a week?
I'm there 3 times a week.
Yeah. So I love that about you. That you can see. I mean, there's so many passions you can see in Dr. Arshadi, but when you told me that, I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because again, there are so many people that are lost and we don't know why they get addicted to drugs, and you don't want them to stay in that lifestyle. So Blingo Bingo is going to help Project Dignity, Project Ready to Work, Project Puppy Love. So it's going to be held on April 3rd at Annie Gunn's.
Yes.
What a
Annie
great
Gunn's in
place to hold it, by the way.
The food is amazing. If you guys haven't been, definitely come. The tickets aren't really that much. I think for the price of a dinner at Annie Gunn's anyways would be...
Agreed.
Yeah, the ticket cost. But you're going to come, we're going to have great food, great drinks. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have games, life-size Jenga.
Really?
Yeah. It's going to be a good night. So if you can, come out, it'll be a good experience.
Tickets still available.
Tickets still available. I believe that you can get discounts. It should be on the website. If you go to centerfls.org, that information should be there. If you're not able to find it for whatever reason, just get in touch with Monica or me.
Yes, please. I'm on the website right now. So centerfls.org, and that is, again, Center for Life Solutions. Community-focused fundraiser presented by Center for Life. Again, April 3rd, it'll be from 7 to 10 in the evening at Annie Gunn's, and donate directly to the project that is meaningful to you. So I love this. And by the way, I saw my old friend that I used to work with. So Mike Colombo's going to, is he emceeing or auctioneering?
He's going to be the MC. Yeah.
emceeing?
Yeah.
Is there a live auction? Or just the bingo?
So there's going to be a bingo and a raffle.
Raffle. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. And here's the food, by the way, if you want to know, because we had Chef Rook on a couple months back. We love Chef and Glenn Bargett, by the way, from Annie Gunn's. Traditional Caesar, but then a crispy fried chicken wings with Chef Lou's seasoning blend, mini Kobe burgers with American cheese and pickled relish, crispy fried Chesapeake oysters, mini jumbo lump crab cakes, grilled vegetables, rolls and butter, and then assorted cookies and brownie slices. So if you have not purchased your tickets, or this is something you would like to go to help out, again, the wonderful work that they're doing, Blingo Bingo. I love this. All right, Dr. Arshadi, at the end of the show, we always ask our guests to pick our devotional. So we've got these 100 Days to Freedom books. Okay. One is from overeating. One is fear and anxiety. One is depression. We have shame, anger, and then the 100 Days of Healing. Which one are you feeling the world needs to hear today?
Let's do 100 Days of Healing.
Healing? All right, we're going to do healing. Don't go anywhere. We've got a lot to tell you about that's coming up. St. Pat's Day, by the way, tomorrow. We are going to have our guest that came last year that you all loved, and he was in the full attire for the Ancient Order of Hibernians. We'll have Mike back, by the way, tomorrow. We'll talk about that. And our mobile Monicas. Where will we be, including at Divine Longevity and Wellness? We'll give you the rundown of all that coming up next. Lift women up.
Let's do that. Being on Monica's show, it was like one of the best interviews I've ever had.
Monica's very real, and she really cares about people.
She's changing lives.
Changing lives.
I think this is just really what people want to see.
Giving back so much to the community, and I really appreciate it.
Today, Monica was extraordinarily real, not only with me, but with our viewers and our listeners.
Made the interview process like talking to a friend.
Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a few weeks.
Hey. You're close.
Monica. Whoa.
So go out in this world and be anything you want to be. But before you do that, first, be kind.
Welcome back. Dr. Arshadi picked healing for you today, and I have to laugh. Jody just said all that food I just ran through. None of that sounds healthy, she said. Hey, it's balance of life, right? So a little 80-20 for you. So 100 Days of Healing. This is from Stephen Arterburn, and it is Words That Heal. We're on day 8 of this one. Gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. Proverbs 16, verse 24. Many of our painful memories come from the things people have said to us or about us. That goes back to the whole thing of giving them power. The old cliche, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, is simply untrue. Harsh words can leave deep scars and affect us negatively for years. In addition, the enemy of our souls loves to remind us of those old wounds and whisper new lies into our ears. He tells us we're too inexperienced, too broken, too much this, too little that. He shows us others who, we are persuaded to believe, are more skilled or more together than we are. He makes us feel discontented and discouraged. Still, if words can hurt, they can also heal. The right words spoken at just the right time are a refreshing treat that can fortify us for our journey in life. And also, when we feed ourselves life-giving and life-changing scriptures, the Holy Spirit comes alongside us in ways only the Comforter can. Nourish yourself with the right words, then speak the words of grace and truth to others around you, and see what a difference you can make in someone else's life. That is the whole thing that we say at the end, right? That the greatest thing you can be is kind. It's so very true. C.H. Spurgeon said, I would go to the deeps 100 times to cheer a downcast spirit. It's good for me to have been afflicted that I might know how to speak a word in season to one that is weary. Today's prayer, Holy Spirit, thank you for your whispers of truth and comfort. Give me both grace to forgive the people who've spoken harsh words to me and strength to resist the devil's lies. Amen to that, because, we were just talking about addiction, and there's a lot of bullying that takes place in life, and people give so much power to others, and then they turn to drugs and drinking and addictions that just run rampant, and we're trying to break you of all that. That's the wonderful work that Dr. Arshadi is doing. So before we wrap up, I was looking at, obviously, all the different services. So there's a VIP membership. What does that get someone?
So memberships, they vary in range. If it's just hormones we're working on, we have a special membership for that. It's very nominal, $120 a month.
Okay.
For females, it's a little bit more for guys because guys need more hormones, right?
Okay.
More testosterone. And then if we're doing both hormones and weight loss, there's a membership level for that. It's around $500 a month.
But they're getting both?
They're getting both.
Wow.
All the medications included, labs included, everything's included, basically.
Yeah, because there's people that are going online and they're buying these GLP-1s and they're spending $500 and they're maybe not even getting what they're thinking they're getting. So stop doing that.
And one of the unique things about my memberships are about the way I actually practice medicine. I have a lot of patients come to me and complain that, I went and I saw my PCP and I only got 10 minutes. For 15 minutes, and then they have to wait like 6 months to see them again, right? With me, if you're on my membership, you got full access to me anytime, right? You got any questions, you just, don't call me in the middle of the night, please. But
because sleep is important,
right? Exactly. But it's open doors.
That very concierge.
Yeah, very concierge.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to be going to Divine Longevity and Wellness, and I hope you will as well. So take this show, share this with your friends and family. Very educational, right? And this is the opportunity for you to get your best life. So located in the Four Seasons Shopping Center, once again, in Chesterfield, Missouri, go to divineLongevityandWellness.com. Follow them on social media at Divine Longevity and Wellness as well. 106 Four Seasons Shopping Center, Suite 6110. We will be going there, and we will show you everything that they are able to offer to you. You're welcome, Stephanie. She said, great information. I hope you have a great day as well. Have a blessed day, everyone. So we told you tomorrow, St. Patty's Day, it's going to be a cold one. All you diehards that get dressed in your green and go down to Dogtown, bundle up. Have a lot of layers of green because it's going to be super, super cold tomorrow. But we are going to have Mike Quinn on from the Ancient Order of Hibernians. So much fun. We'll have him tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. And then we've got 2 big shows on tap for you tomorrow. We're going to talk about our mobile Monicas. The one at 9 a.m. will be at Mary Tuttle's. And if you haven't been there, down in Chesterfield, by the way, we're giving a lot of love to Chesterfield. Mary Tuttle's located just off Baxter, and we'll be there at 9 a.m. If you have not been, this is the art of living, truly. That's what it looks like when you walk in the doors. So if you are looking for a present for someone, this is the place you want to go to. It is truly a one-stop shop for wedding gifts, for gifts for children, for jewelry, things for your home. So many levels of home decor, by the way. You can see Tea Forte when I was drinking this morning. Everything that you need for others and yourself as well. But from a home decor standpoint, this is why you're going to want to come in. So I hope to see you there at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you can't come to that one, then I want you to come at 4 o'clock, because in that exact same day, we have another show we're doing at Exist Stretch. And this is when we sit down with Stephanie, who is the owner. Stephanie, I cannot wait to showcase your location on Hampton, which we were there just the other day. 5605 Hampton Avenue in South City. You can see right there, it says First Stretch on Us. And I know Dr. Arshadi would tell you to get your body moving and stretch. Yes. It's very important. They are now open, by the way, but they didn't have a grand opening yet. So we're going to have the grand opening on March 25th at 4 p.m. And we're also going to sit down with the wonderful Babs, who will be remembering the life of the incredible Brian McKenna. So many of us in St. Louis knew him. Wonderful media personality, but more so in the most incredible heart. He was taken from us way too soon on March 22nd of last year. So just a few days after that, we're going to sit down, remember his life, but more so tell you about the importance of stretching and being professionally stretched. So that's coming up for you. We'll be going to Divine Longevity and Wellness and showcasing all the incredible things that we were talking about. Midwest Thermography Solutions, by the way, will be at April 2nd, sitting down and talking to April, the owner of Midwest Thermography. We're going to showcase the thermography that I went through, break down the testing of all of that. And then some more exciting things to come. Oak and Front in Washington, Missouri will be there on May 5th. We'll also be going to Barrel Blends. If you are a whiskey fan, are you a whiskey fan?
I am.
Okay. Have you been there?
I've not.
Oh, you're missing out. Okay. We're going to have a mobile Monica from there coming up in May as well. We'll do it at noon and showcase. They have that's probably about 30 different barrels. So if you're a whiskey fan, a bourbon fan, if you like scotches, etc., you go in and you're pulling it out and you're making your own blend. And then you pick the bottle you want, and then you pick the labeling that you want, you name it, and it's your own.
Interesting.
Oh, it's really, really cool. They have really good music there. They have good food there. So that's located in the Baldwin area. We'll be going there as well. Mobile Monicas, by the way, can be done at your business. Just shoot us a message at info@therealmonicaadams.com, and let's bring the show on the road to you. All right, everybody, we're going to wrap up this morning. We'll see you to celebrate St. Pat's Day tomorrow. From now till then, remember, the greatest thing in life that you can be is kind. So please be kind, and God bless.